Hello learners, in today's video we'll learn about the later Vedic period because in the previous class or video we have learned about the Vedic period or which is also called early Vedic period or Rigvedic period. So what is the exact reason for transition from Vedic period to later Vedic period? This kind of questions are very important in mains perspective. At the end of the video, I'll try, I've given a question like to analyze what is a transition or what exactly led to this kind of a change in the society or in our history. Try to attempt that. Now coming to geography, we've seen that in the early Vedic period, after the IVC got declined, we've seen the Punjab, Haryana and the western UP part was settled by your Indo-Aryans or the people who got migrated. Just like we'll go with the theories or the whatever the historians has given us the information. So based on that, they settled in this part of the region. Now, after our 1000 BC, we've seen that there's some kind of a decline. Like the people started settling down. There's some kind of a change in the political aspects, some kind of change in the economical aspects. And also they tried to move. As I told you that there were tribes and the chief, there was a Rajan. He was taking care of the tribe and cattle rearing. Now, as time passed, this Rajan or the people who are being located there, they kind of had a greedy intentions. So they wanted to settle down. I told that they were semi-nomadic. Now they thought let us put a territory, let us settle down and we rule our people. So that kind of political aspect has changed. So if we see the overall geographical extent of this particular period, we can see or this got expanded to your Ganga, Yamuna, Doab. It was only till the western part of UP, Punjab and Haryana. Now that extended to Ganga, Yamuna, Doab and also the eastern Indian part. When it was here, now this part became your later IVC geography. And also the parts of Vindhyan range. This was the location or this was the extent, geographical extent where these people got settled. And how exactly the polity was. Before I told there were 4 officials who were taking care, and above this 3 officials, above it was Rajan who was the chief, and it was not hereditary or something. He was being chosen based on the merit or the skills or the trust, like he can protect the people and also protect the cattle. Based on that, now the political aspects, and also I said that the Varna system, whatever was there in the early Vedic times, it was based on occupation. It was not based on the birth. If you're good at something, you can choose that particular Varna or system or a ladder. You can even move up the ladder. But now it has become rigid. So kind of like a kingdom kind of thing was emerging. Like in the early Vedic period, it was chiefdom. There was a chief. Now kingdoms emerged. So small tribes evolved into larger Mahajanapadas. We'll discuss in the next class about Mahajanapadas. There are Janapadas and also Mahajanapadas where the rise of Buddhism and Jainism has happened. All the such things we will see. But coming to polity in later Vedic period, the territorial concept has come in to the picture. And the kingship whatever was there, he became more powerful and he was being assisted by priests and ministers. Main important, this has become hereditary. Before it was not hereditary, just based on merit, and next whoever has proved their valor or skill, he used to become, no, there is no she, he used to become the king or a chief. Now, the concept of hereditary kingship, like a monarchy type of concept has come into the picture. And this king used to be assisted by the priest and ministers. Now, new officials like Suta, like a charioteer, and also Bhagadoga, like the tax collector, this kind of technical terms, whichever will be asked in our prelims, that kind of terms has emerged for different officials because the polity has been now being like a well-structured, planned. So, a new kind of terms are coming into the pictures. New officials, new ministries are coming. The assemblies, whatever we see, like the Sabha and Samiti, where also women were being participated, like the equal kind of scenario was there. That has come down because the king and the assisted priest and ministers were only taking care. They lost their importance and the power got centralized. And coming to the society, very important, this kind of rigid Varna system has only led to the caste system, and that caste atrocities, even today we can see the brunt played by that atrocities in the society. The Varna system became rigid. It is no more an occupational or no more a choice. By birth, you will be assigned to particular Varna. And the Brahmins and Kshatriyas gained prominence. Vaishyas were engaging in trade and Shudras were subjugated. So, this kind of triangular ladder we could see now. From now onwards, we can, without any doubt, we can use this because the rigidity has been come into the picture. And also a concept called Gotra has come in the picture now, where they introduce lineage and marriage regulations. Like the Brahman should marry other Brahman, or else the birth of a Brahman and a Shudra couple is named as something very different, like a Chandala, and so such kind of names were associated. So the Gotra system has come. You should not go beyond your caste, kind of a Varna. Caste has not come into the picture yet. It is all still now Varna, but that Varna system has become rigid. Coming to women, here is where the women atrocities have started, and till today, women are paying the price. Decline in status, and also they have restricted to the education and public life. Before, in early Vedic period, they were happily participating in the sabhas and all the such kind of discussions, and also in the religious freedoms. We'll try to compare between the early and later in the coming slides, but the atrocities have started in this era. And also the concept called ashrama system has come because the rituals gain the prominence. The concept of God has come into the picture very openly and very clearly. Like the student life, we know that there are 4 types of ashramas. Like the student life, whenever you're having, you're practicing like a brahmacharya, and also the householder was called a grihastha ashram, forest dweller vanapastha, and sannyasa who takes renunciation. Like there was certain age period limit, that certain age and that particular ashram you need to follow. And remember that the grihastha ashram was available for everyone irrespective of gender and varna, but first, third and fourth were only for the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas. So a rigid varna system, the rules and regulations for a particular varna has already started. Now, what is our economy? I said that in early Vedic period, they were having pastoral and they were semi-nomadic. Now, use of iron tools has gained prominence in later Vedic period and improved agriculture. They became more agrarian societies. They shifted from pastoralism to the agrarian. And they have more settled life, like their permanent villages and towns. Before in early Vedic period, we've seen that they were semi-nomadic. Trade. They had a trade routes and they also used gold coins. I've said that in early Vedic period they have a barter system. Now the coins have come into the picture. And coming to craft, like a pottery, like painted grey ware, northern black polished ware. This kind of pottery, craft work has come into the picture. What is religion? Very complex rituals have come into the picture. The role of a Brahman or a Brahmin has raised so much, and so that so much complex rituals and the importance associated to that varna has gained very prominence. Also, sacrifices have become very elaborative. New gods. Before we saw that they were worshipping nature. Now, Prajapati, like a creator, Vishnu and Rudra, such kind of gods, such kind of deities' names has grown prominence. And also philosophy, like Upanishads introduced concept of karma, moksha and atman. And also I have said that the ashrama concept. So this kind of concept have gained prominence in this period. And asceticism, I said you that sannyasa ashram, like once you have done with your life, now you get into the forest and go meditate and try to attain a concept called moksha. So this kind of things has happened, and that is where we've seen that Jainism and Buddhism and come in picture. We will see in the next video about those two religions. But now the religion has become complex, from nature worship, from animism to monotheism or polytheism, such kind of deities, worship of idols, and very complex rituals and sacrifices has already come into the picture. Now we'll try to analyze like what exactly has happened. In the early Vedic period coming to polity, I've said you that there were tribal chiefs with limited powers. Here, the hereditary monarchy and rise of Mahajanapadas. In the next class, we will try to analyze what are the Janapadas. And also coming to assemblies, Sabha and Samiti were very powerful. Now the decline has started in the assemblies. The assembly powers were being declined and the power got centralized to the king. Coming to society, there were flexible Varna system irrespective of your birth. Only based on your occupation, the Varna was being associated. Now based on birth, your Varna will be associated. Coming to women, there is higher status and they also participated in rituals. Now in later Vedic period, there is decline in the status and the freedom. Economy, I said barter system and pastoralism. Now in early Vedic period, the economy is based on your coins and agrarianism. Coming to religion, nature worship, very simple rituals. It's like an individual to the god. Now the complex rituals, the role, there was being associated, a mediator is there now to communicate to the god. So emergence of concept of god has come. Geography, I said Punjab, Haryana and Western UP part. Now this got extended to your Ganga, Yamuna, Doab and Eastern India. So this is the analysis for your Vedic and later Vedic period. How this transition happened, what are the political, economy, social aspects which have changed from your IVC to later Vedic period is very important. Try to answer these two questions like discuss your socio-economic and political changes that occurred from early Vedic to later Vedic period. And the second one, examine the significance of Vedic literature reconstructing ancient Indian history. We've not spoken about Vedic literature yet because we'll talk in art and culture part. Now only we focused on what are the political, socio-economic or the role of women in the society. So try to address these two questions. We'll see in the next video. Thank you.